Welcome to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the vast expanse of human experience, uncovering the hidden treasures of our collective past. Today, we set our sights on a fascinating and enigmatic people, the Anglo-Saxons, whose legacy continues to shape the modern world. As we delve into the realm of these ancient warriors, traders, and settlers, get ready to be transported to a bygone era where the rhythms of battle, the whispers of myth, and the pulse of everyday life converge. To grasp the essence of the Anglo-Saxons, we must first venture back in time, to an age when the Roman Empire's mighty presence still loomed over the European landscape. It was an era of great upheaval, as the once unyielding legions began to withdraw from the distant shores of Britain, leaving behind a power vacuum that would be filled by a diverse array of barbarian groups. Among these, the Anglo-Saxons would eventually emerge as a dominant force, but their story begins with the earliest stirrings of Germanic migration and the subtle yet profound interactions between native Celtic populations and incoming settlers. As we navigate the misty dawn of Anglo-Saxon history, we find ourselves in the midst of a dynamic, ever-shifting world, where tribes like the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes began to make their mark on the British Isles. The Angles, hailing from the Angel-and region of modern-day Germany, would eventually lend their name to the emergent Anglo-Saxon identity, while the Saxons, with their formidable warrior culture, would contribute a distinctive martial spirit to the mix. Meanwhile, the Jutes, whose origins remain shrouded in mystery, would play a pivotal role in shaping the Anglo-Saxon experience, particularly in the Kingdom of Kent. The earliest written records of these Germanic groups date back to the 1st century AD, when Roman historians like Tacitus and Pliny the Elder began to take notice of their growing presence along the Rhine River. As the Roman Empire's grip on Britain weakened, these tribal groups saw an opportunity to expand their territories, driven by a combination of factors, including overpopulation, crop failures, and the lure of new trade opportunities. As we explore the formative period of Anglo-Saxon history, we must also consider the indigenous Celtic populations, whose rich cultural heritage and complex social structures would leave an indelible mark on the incoming settlers. The Celts, with their druidic traditions, intricate metalwork, and fierce warrior ethos, would engage in a delicate dance of conflict and assimilation with the Anglo-Saxons, resulting in a unique cultural synthesis that would come to define the British Isles. The 5th century AD proved a pivotal moment in this unfolding narrative, as the Roman withdrawal from Britain accelerated, and the first wave of Anglo-Saxon migrations gained momentum. It was an era of charismatic leaders, daring sea voyages, and epic battles, as figures like Hengist and Horsa, semi-legendary brothers said to have led the initial Jutish settlement in Kent, began to etch their names into the annals of history. As the Anglo-Saxons established their foothold on British soil, they brought with them a distinct cultural package, including their language, customs, and mythological traditions, which would gradually supplant the existing Celtic order. As the 5th century AD drew to a close, the Anglo-Saxon migrations showed no signs of abating, with fresh waves of settlers arriving on British shores, eager to stake their claim on the fertile lands and establish new kingdoms. The year 495 AD marked a significant turning point, as the legendary leader Cerdic, said to be the founder of the Wessex dynasty, landed on the coast of Hampshire with his son Cynric, and began to carve out a territory that would eventually become one of the most powerful Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. This event was immortalized in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, which records the arrival of Cerdic and Cynric and their subsequent victories over the native Celtic populations. The 6th century AD saw the rise of several prominent Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, including Northumbria, Mercia, and Kent, each with its own distinct culture and traditions. The Kingdom of Northumbria, which stretched from the Humber estuary to the Firth of Forth, was particularly notable for its vibrant cultural scene, which produced some of the most exquisite examples of Anglo-Saxon art and literature, including the magnificent Lindisfarne Gospels. The year 597 AD marked a significant milestone in Northumbrian history, as King Ethelbert of Kent, who had recently converted to Christianity, dispatched a mission led by Augustine to evangelize the Anglo-Saxons, an event that would have far-reaching consequences for the development of English culture. One of the most defining events of Anglo-Saxon history took place in 627 AD, when King Edwin of Northumbria, one of the most powerful rulers of his time, was defeated and killed at the Battle of Hatfield Chase, marking a significant shift in the balance of power among the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. This battle was a testament to the ongoing struggles for dominance that characterized Anglo-Saxon politics as rival kingdoms vied for control over territory, resources, and influence. As the 7th century AD progressed, the Anglo-Saxons continued to consolidate their hold on Britain, with the Kingdom of Mercia emerging as a major force under the leadership of King Penda, who ruled from 626 to 656 AD. The year 655 AD saw the Battle of the Winwed, in which King Penda was defeated and killed by King Oswiu of Northumbria, an event that marked a significant turning point in the struggle for dominance among the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. This battle was notable not only for its military significance, but also for its cultural implications, as it marked the beginning of a period of increased Christianization among the Anglo-Saxons, with King Oswiu playing a key role in promoting the spread of Christianity throughout his kingdom. As the 8th century AD dawned, the Anglo-Saxons found themselves facing new challenges, including the threat posed by Viking raids and settlements. The year 793 AD marked a significant milestone in this regard, as Viking raiders launched a devastating attack on the monastery at Lindisfarne, an event that would become infamous throughout English history. This raid was followed by numerous other attacks, including the sacking of the monastery at Jarrow in 794 AD and the burning of the town of York in 866 AD. The 9th century AD saw the rise of the Kingdom of Wessex under the leadership of King Alfred the Great, who ruled from 871 to 899 AD. King Alfred is remembered for his bravery, wisdom, and cultural achievements, including his promotion of education and literature, as well as his military victories against the Vikings. The year 878 AD marked a significant turning point in Anglo-Saxon history, as King Alfred defeated the Viking leader Guthrum at the Battle of Edington, an event that secured a major victory for the Kingdom of Wessex and paved the way for the eventual unification of England under a single ruler. The legacy of King Alfred can be seen in the words of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, which describes him as a most wise and noble king, who loved wisdom and desired to learn, and who promoted education and literature throughout his kingdom. This assessment is echoed by the 10th century historian Asser, who wrote that King Alfred was a man of great wisdom and cunning, who was loved by all his people, and who ruled his kingdom with justice and mercy. As the 10th century AD progressed, the Anglo-Saxons continued to shape the course of English history, with the Kingdom of Wessex emerging as a dominant force under the leadership of King Athelstan, who ruled from 924 to 939 AD. The year 937 AD marked a significant milestone in this regard, as King Athelstan defeated a combined force of Vikings and Scots at the Battle of Brunanburh, an event that secured a major victory for the Kingdom of Wessex and cemented its position as the most powerful force in England. The Anglo-Saxon era was also marked by significant cultural achievements, including the production of exquisite works of art, such as the Benedictional of St. Ethelwald, which dates back to the 10th century AD. This manuscript is notable not only for its stunning illustrations, but also for its intricate calligraphy and ornate decoration, which reflect the high level of craftsmanship and artistic skill that characterized Anglo-Saxon culture. As the 10th century AD drew to a close, the Anglo-Saxon era was nearing its conclusion, marked by significant events that would shape the course of English history. The Kingdom of Wessex, under the leadership of King Ethelred the Unready, faced numerous challenges, including Viking raids and internal power struggles. Despite these challenges, the Anglo-Saxons continued to produce remarkable works of art and literature, such as the Encomium Me Reginae, a 11th century manuscript that showcases the sophistication and elegance of Anglo-Saxon culture. The Norman conquest of 1066 AD marked the end of the Anglo-Saxon era, as William the Conqueror defeated King Harold II at the Battle of Hastings. This pivotal event had a profound impact on English language, culture, and politics, as French became the language of the ruling class, and Latin remained the language of the Church. However, the legacy of the Anglo-Saxons endured, with their language, customs, and traditions continuing to influence English identity. As the centuries passed, the Anglo-Saxons were remembered as a vibrant and dynamic people who had made significant contributions to the development of Western civilization. The Venerable Bede, an 8th century Anglo-Saxon scholar, wrote that the Anglo-Saxons were a people of great zeal and fervor who loved learning and literature, and who sought to understand the workings of God's creation. This assessment is echoed by modern historians, who recognize the importance of the Anglo-Saxons in shaping the course of English history. Today, the Anglo-Saxons are remembered as a fascinating and complex people, whose culture and traditions continue to inspire and captivate audiences around the world. Their legacy can be seen in the many place names, surnames, and words that have been borrowed into modern English from Old English. As historian Simon Keynes notes, the Anglo-Saxons may be gone, but their impact on our language, culture, and identity remains, a testament to the enduring power of their civilization. The study of Anglo-Saxon history and culture continues to be an active and vibrant field, with new discoveries and interpretations shedding fresh light on this fascinating period. By exploring the complexities and nuances of the past, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the present and a clearer vision for the future. As the great historian J.M. Wallace Hadrill once wrote, "The study of history is not merely a matter of recounting the deeds of the past, but of understanding the underlying forces that have shaped our world." That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.